here together. Last year we were here as well for the first time, and back then I think we can still continue that path. We're talking about well, the art in Odyssey, but also the crazy shit that basically needs to emerge from a group of people that wants to organize our society in a different way. Right, and Jan Peter is a great inspiration together with Trent as well to make all these new kind of paradigm narratives possible. So it's a great pleasure for me to be here and to see all of you interested in this track. Basically, what came out of it last year blew my mind, and this year will be, I think, we will see that again. Let's see. It happens. So yeah, I'm taking you back to 2017. Back then, in 2016, I did my last conference, although it seems we still do a lot of meetups, but now I'm not selling tickets anymore. It's a real relief. But I thought, yeah, we clap, listen to the speakers, go home again, and then what? So I thought, well, we need to start building together. And back in 2017, it was quite, well, perhaps even a bit uneasy. We're not really aware of how far things were advanced or what you could exactly build with it. We just had some hunches. And there was a strong belief that blockchain could potentially do things, and let's find out. And then I thought, well, let's call it the biggest blockchain in hackathon in Europe, and then I needed 200 participants because Deloitte did one in Ireland with 150, and then 55 teams from 10 countries, over 500 people showed up. In Groningen, the Dutch Blockchain Hackathon. And we moved on to the second edition, where 64 teams from 22 countries joined, and we had the first time the track with Jan Peter. Back then, the machine-to-machine economy, right? And we had great discussions about open sourcing stuff by default. By creating these new narratives, what can we learn? Already a bit from nature, but it was not so clear yet as that we have it today. And what Trent just elaborated and where JP will continue after me. And I think what really excites me about the last hackathon is that, for example, the winners, Krya, Grex.ai, yesterday at the Tech Deep Dive, they provided a software development kit for what they have developed in the past hackathon, and now everybody can use their building blocks. So you don't have to invent the wheel twice, so to say. And they have looked at these swarm robotics and learned really how these birds in swarms interact, and then turned it into a protocol. That's really cool, and now they're further developing it with MIT, and they have a lot of international interest in it. And I think this is only the beginning, right? So really cool stuff can come out of this. So I see a couple of faces from the Tech Deep Dive also from yesterday, so this talk will have some resemblance from yesterday. I wanted to show the trailer for this year's hackathon. But in this track of Nature 2.0, you don't want to build the unimaginable but buildable for just doing the sake of doing it. What I notice is that in this track, people want to really develop things that turn things around. And I was inspired by this young lady who will watch right now.
My name is I am 15 years old and I'm from Sweden. I speak on behalf of climate justice now. Many people people say that Sweden is just a small country and it doesn't matter what we do. But I've learned that you are never too small to make a difference. And if a few children can get headlines all over the world just by not going to school, then imagine what we could all do together if we really wanted to. But to do that, we have to speak clearly, no matter how uncomfortable that may be. You only speak of green, eternal economic growth because you are too scared of being unpopular. You only talk about moving forward with the same bad ideas that got us into this mess, even when the only sensible thing to do is pull the emergency brake. You are not mature enough to tell it like it is. Even that burden you leave to us children. But I don't care about being popular. I care about climate justice and a living planet. Our civilization is being sacrificed for the opportunity of a very small number of people to continue making enormous amounts of money. Our biosphere is being sacrificed so that rich people in countries like mine can live in luxury. It is the sufferings of the many which pay for the luxuries of the few. The year 2078, I will celebrate my 75th birthday. If I have children, maybe they will spend that day with me. Maybe they will ask me about you. Maybe they will ask why you didn't do anything while there still was time to act. You say you love your children above all else, and yet you're stealing their future in front of their very eyes. Until you start focusing on what needs to be done, rather than what is politically possible, there is no hope. We cannot solve a crisis without treating it as a crisis. We need to keep the fossil fuels in the ground, and we need to focus on equity. And if solutions within this system are so impossible to find, then maybe we should change the system itself. We have not come here to beg world leaders to care. You have ignored us in the past, and you will ignore us again. We have run out of excuses, and we are running out of time. We have come here to let you know that change is coming, whether you like it or not. The real power belongs to the people. Thank you.
So, thanks Greta for being part of my trailer. But I think she mentions a couple of things that resonate with this track a lot. Yesterday we had the pleasure of Willy Smits talking how he is able to regenerate rainforests in Borneo. And I think this track, we can find out the future of the symbiosis of ourselves, nature and tech. And we have all the space to really discover stuff. And that happens from unexpected corners. It was the Hubble telescope that pointed its lens 11 days at a grain of salt that was black, and out came a picture with hundreds of galaxies. Right? So the unexpected discoveries I really expect from you all. When we look at what we can use, of course, it's about all kinds of technologies, but actually it's not. What we're trying to create is a new type of digital infrastructure that is part of the internet. It's an extension of the internet, which we can all use, hopefully globally, to organize ourselves, nature, and tech in a better way, in a way that we don't get new Googles who do surveillance capitalism, or what's the difference, I would say, governments that do the same thing, but just to keep things in check. So we're finding a new narrative and a new balance between what is public, private, collectively, and really sovereign. So yeah, this is not a philanthropical business. That's a contradiction there. But we foresee that for each new protocol that is unlocked, a completely new market is also unlocked, because the protocol, of course, needs to be implemented in processes, in applications, all kinds of services. So there's a completely up for grabs new market to make use of the protocol, just like we know the email protocol, which is free, of course, and nobody owns it, and you have all kinds of services and clients and what have you. So think of it in that way, and also for the hackathon, think of this interaction between the protocol, which is part of the digital commons, and the public infrastructure, and the app you provide to certain clients. That can be a difference. We have prepared since September. All the stakeholders in the challenges there are, also in Nature 2.0, are really well prepared, and they will be at the hackathon to work with you and to build with you and to explore and discover with you. The teams are also preparing better. This year, I think more people in here than last year, and I think we have a lot of international attention for this topic as well. We did meetups in Berlin, in London, so it's really good to see that the teams are preparing very well for the hackathon as well. And Jan-Peter is putting also a lot of effort in that to take your way of thinking to the next level. My moves are not helping. Yeah, okay. Taking you to the hackathon. Oh, we skipped the party. That's not good. So on the first day, you will go to Groningen, and we don't have any closing times there. So be careful on the first night there. But everybody arrives. We have master classes because there are a gazillion experts in Groningen. So yeah, it's cool to share the latest knowledge. And then, of course, the next day, the hackathon starts. The teams, in our experience, that win, they have, especially on the first night, a lot of questions instead of answers. They are looking for ways to disrupt their own beliefs, their own assumptions, and of course, they leverage all the knowledge that is there to pivot. Then on Saturday it's work, and then of course you want to show as much as you can to the jury panel members on the Sunday. There are winners for each challenge. Of course, the prize money is nice, but it's nothing compared to what you can achieve afterwards, because on the Monday, all the stakeholders of the partners we have, and as you see, we have a lot of logos. There are a lot of governmental and corporate partners, but also investors, journalists. They will invite all the stakeholders in their network that are relevant to the challenge to learn firsthand what the winners of the hackathon have produced and how they can take it forward. Because that's when the real party starts, of course, because that's when our acceleration phase kicks in, and we hired also an incubation lead, so we're trying to maximize the help and support we can give to the teams that are the best. You don't have to win to get far in this program. We still support a lot of teams that haven't won, but keep continuing their ventures, and they're really making progress. So that's very cool to see. The team selection, of course, is also then about the potential you have as a team after the hackathon, right? So that's where we pay close attention, and the deadline is obviously the February 25th. So during this week there will be a lot of deep dives. I'm traveling through the whole country, and yeah, it's going to be an amazing week. And we finished that on Friday for the first 50 team captains that we can confirm. We also do an ethical deep dive in the Dutch Senate because we think it's nice. In the time frame we are in to calibrate the ethical compass together with all our partners in an appropriate place, right? So that's it. I wish you a lot more inspiration from the rest of the session. Grateful that you are here and hope to welcoming you in Groningen. Thank you very much.